they're going to find us up here.
You should have known this day was coming.
Rather.
Are we supposed to follow our king and remain as silent as he is?
Yes.
We need to go to Earth now. We've been hiding here too long. Let's go to our rightful home.
Oh! Someone's losing a wiener.
If we were on Earth, we would have a glorious planet to live on, thrive on.
You're talking about betraying your brother. You're talking about treason.
You're blind to his intentions. Right or wrong, he's dangerous.
What I'm talking about is freedom. Freedom for all Inhumans. Are you going to use your voice to kill your only brother? Stop it!
What the? He's a big puppy. Filmed with IMAX cameras. You can watch it on your TV.
Now 14 feet taller.
That doesn't make any sense.
Create our destiny.
Nothing can keep us from being free.
What's with the breath?
IMAX? Why are they touting IMAX?
I love Lockshot. He's
The
so
screen is gonna be so much taller.
It's, from my understanding, the first 2 episodes are being filmed in IMAX or something like that, and then after that, I think they're going back into it. But no, I'm excited because I actually knew nothing. Yesterday, I knew nothing about Inhumans. Absolutely
And then she
nothing.
read it all today.
I read a lot of it today. Lockjaw the dog is actually one of the only ones that I knew about, and so it was kind of cool to see him in Inhumans. So I was like, okay, but I purposely did not watch this trailer because I was trying to get a feel for the comics, for the characters in the comics, and see how they compared to these. So now it's like, it's weird that they don't show Triton. He's not in any of these, but he's supposed to be in like every
Spoiler
filmed. He's one of the main core members of the team, so it's weird to not see him when. But from my understanding, they're also still working on a lot of the CGI.
Clearly.
Yeah.
It looks like shit right now.
What?
It looks bad.
Ow, horse.
I think it looks bad.
My
I mean, I
question
can
is,
give you guys kind of a rundown of the characters and what their powers are if you want.
well, my real question here is poor Ramsey Bolton is already being typecast as a complete
His
dick,
accent is
isn't he?
weird in this. Does his accent sound weird?
Saul doesn't get that because she hasn't seen that far.
Oh, so you have no idea what someone's gonna lose their wiener means. All right.
So,
aren't these people royalty? Isn't that how this
Enjoy.
works?
they are not. They are, but they're not. They're royalty amongst their group. They're all Inhumans, which is essentially they're not mutants.
Yeah.
Because their powers and whatnot are not natural. They're all genetically enhanced. So they're kind of like a subspecies in a way. So because of these genetic enhancements, all of them have some element of super strength, agility, speed, but they all have their individual powers as well.
That dude right there's got halitosis, man. Did you see his breath? Knocking cars back and shit. Whoa.
Lockjaw the
Colgate
dog
that shit.
he has interdimension travel. Oh, there's
Clearly.
Triton. That's Triton right there.
Which one? The green one?
The green
What's Triton do?
Triton, he is
Does
kind
it
of
have
he's
to do with water?
he's aquatic. He needs to he has to be at least somewhat in water at all times because that's how he breathes. But he can dive to like immense depths. He can. He's got this.
Wait, does he create his own water?
No, he does
So
not.
who's creating that water?
It's rain.
The waterfall?
In a bamboo forest?
It was raining.
This
It
is
looked
Max.
like the rain was following them.
Maximus
It
actually.
looked like it was filmed in IMAX to basically show off the amazing details, and it was probably all CGI.
Maximus is probably going to be the villain. He's been the villain so far, and I've read up to the comics that they come out with in the 70s. He is the brother of Black Bolt, who is the leader. And yeah.
See, everywhere else in the forest scenes, there's no rain. Only
This
following
guy-
him.
The one that stomps the ground, that one is God, what's his name?
Stomper?
No.
Big Boot?
Thunder?
He actually has his
Big booty butt?
his
Big
feet
boot.
are actually hooves.
Big boot?
But that's his powers. He can
Big
stomp.
stompy booty guy.
He stomps and it causes this immense amount of destruction. Black Bolt is the leader, and he is mute for most of the time because even a whisper can cause immense destruction.
Is that
That's
him
Black-
right there?
That's Black Bolt.
Okay.
So his voice, even a whisper, can cause an entire city to crumble.
So he
And
has
that's-
the
that's
easiest
what
acting
happened.
role in history.
So he
You
is
don't
the
have many
leader.
lines.
Or it's very difficult.
He's the leader, but he's mute for the most part.
I would feel
This is
really
his
bad that they
wife,
missed
Medusa. And Medusa is one of the ones they've had a lot of controversy about because her power is her hair. She
Does
can
it turn into
manipulate
snakes?
it. No, she can manipulate it. She has power over every strand, and it
So
just
Sindel?
flies around and can do all kinds of craziness. She can make it grow longer.
So she's like Sindel from Mortal Kombat.
I'm not
You know,
familiar.
with the beehive hair, wraps people up.
But
Nobody remembers that?
I don't remember
Holy
that.
God.
Sorry.
Holy shite.
and then there's the other dude that's got the markings on his face, and he's actually able to watch to basically study a subject, and he's kind of like the assassins in Dungeons and Dragons. He watches them for a little bit, and then he can find their weak point, and he can strike it, and he can shatter it, or break it, or destroy it, or whatever from that one weak point. So it's kind of a rundown on the group.
Interesting.
And what exactly are they trying to do? What's
Survive.
their job?
Oh, and that's Crystal.
But what's the
and-
job? What's their deal?
They're basically like in the beginning, in their first appearances, a couple of them were actually villains. Like Medusa started off as a villain, but they've changed that so that it's more of like a community that's just trying to survive in peace in their own area. This city that they built, that it sounds like they're making on the moon, is kind of like their sanctuary. So they're just trying to stay there to hide from anybody who's trying to come after them. They're just trying to survive, and they just want to live in peace. So that's kind of the whole thing behind it. But his brother being a villain kind of makes me wonder if he's selling them out or something along those lines that cause these people to come down. Because when Black Bolt's first appearance, he's actually trying to reclaim his throne from his brother.
Mm-hmm.
And so they have kind of this brotherly feud thing going on. But I don't know, it'll be interesting to see where they take it.
Yeah.
I think in those scenes, Triton's being followed by that water.
I think the water is done that way because it looks fantastic on IMAX.
Maybe.
Maybe it just started raining and he came up out of his little puddle he was in or something and started running.
Out of his puddle. Just morphed out of his puddle.
I think you're right. It does look cheap.
He was
looks
hiding in a puddle, and that guy stomped
It
on the
looks real
ground and
cheap.
shot him out of his puddle.
And that could just be, it'll be fixed later, but... I
You've
don't
been
know.
in New York, Bone. Does New York traffic ever look that light?
I mean, yeah, sometimes. Not in the middle of the day,
Like
usually.
what? 3
but-
o'clock in the morning on a Sunday?
Yeah. I'll probably give it a chance once it comes to Netflix. I don't have cable TV right
I mean,
now.
dear God, Baltimore City has like probably 1/100th the population of New York, and none of the Baltimore City streets ever look like that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and Crystal, the blonde with the black streaks in her hair,
Mm-hmm.
she has basically power over the 4 elements: earth, air, fire, and water. So she's kind
So
of one
she's
of those.
Storm.
She's Captain Planet.
Kind of. A lot of the comics, she's doing storm-esque type things, causing little tornadoes or
Causing it to rain.
You know what this strikes me as?
possibly.
We solved
there you
the riddle.
You know what this strikes me as? I hate to say it this way, but this strikes me as scraping the bottom of the barrel.
It kind of feels that way.
And it's
A little
like,
bit.
you know what? Guardians of the Galaxy shocked the shit out of everybody because they took Marvel's C Team and turned it into a blockbuster hit. I bet you we could find some random comic book nobody's ever fucking heard about. We'll do it.
With
You know, in the library.
With the exception of Lockjaw, I would agree with you. And some people would say Medusa. She's made appearances here and there. And
I'm sorry.
I just want to say how disappointed
Crystal
I
Mary's
am. Nobody
Quicksilver
knows
and
who Syndal
whatnot,
is.
But
None of these fucking characters have any kind of like. They sound like the rejects and the fucking.
I'm still trying to
they
figure out
don't-
what they're doing though.
their powers don't have they leave a lot to be desired as far as normal stuff in the Marvel universe. They're not overly interesting powers. They're somewhat unique, but
I know what it makes me think
Well,
of.
look.
And it, no, Torn will get this reference. You know what it makes me think of? And as soon as you talked about the growing hair, it made me think of it. It made me think of that fucking Family Guy episode way back in the day when they get the mutant powers and everybody gets a cold and Meg gets the fingernails can grow longer.
You scratched me.
Ow! You scratched me. You know, it's just that.
The
That
hair
really
is
is what
a
it
little-
struck me as.
Look, in Fantastic
Is
Four,
it like bulletproof hair?
the
if the
hair
idea of
actually
Fantastic
has the
Four
strength
is what.
of steel. It has the strength of steel. It's
Okay.
actually super strong, and she cuts it, she still has power over it. She can still manipulate it.
But kind of like in the
So-
Fantastic Four, where each one of them by themselves aren't really good, but if you put them all together, they work fairly good as a team.
That's actually where they.
I
got
think
their
that's
start
going to
with
be like that for
Fantastic Four.
Inhumans. Like on their own, they're not that great, but if they can focus and work together, they could all
Right.
play off each other and be pretty hard to deal with.
Yeah.
Lockjaw's awesome though.
He
I'm
does
just
look cool.
excited about him.
Everybody loves interdimensional
I would have never
travel.
guessed.
Everybody likes big slobbery dogs.
And that can travel interdimensionally.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
That happens. Seems legit.
Anybody else want to see anything else on that?
No.
Well, yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, I'll watch it maybe when it comes out on Netflix.
I probably no.
Yeah, it does look cheap though. I agree.
Nah, I've seen some pretty cheap looking shit on.
I
I mean, even like
there's
Supergirl and The Flash on what is it? Is it NBC or I forget who does that.
CW.
when
CW,
when are they?
those look
when is
better
it
than
coming out?
IMAX.
September
September 1st in theaters. That's
Yeah.
why it's IMAX. Okay,
But
that makes a little more sense, but not
No,
much
no.
more.
Read
They've-
it. Experience the first chapter early, so you'll be able to watch it in IMAX early if you want to go watch it.
That's why the first
and then
two
it'll come on
episodes are
regular
going to be in
TV.
the first
IMAX.
two are in
Yeah.
IMAX.
September
But-
29th.
But they've actually said that they're
Excuse me.
working so hard on the CGI, nobody even knows what the completed first episode looks like yet. Because
That better look better than what
they're
it shows.
still working a lot on it.
Are they going to add actual like people to it? Because if you go back to those street scenes, they are really sparse.
Yeah.
It literally looks like
there's four people
there's like
in that.
four people in the shot. Okay.
Midday.
That's not New York City. Look at the mountains in the background.
Yeah.
It's Honolulu or something.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit.
Yeah, look at the people on the street. Go back. Go back when the car crashed. Look at the people
Well,
standing
it's
there.
obviously Hawaiian too, because the guys at a fucking.
Wait, go back. Look at the people on the street.
It's 8, 9.
Oh.
Now go forward. Go forward when the cops are chasing him.
Yeah, it looks like they're in Hawaii.
There's literally nobody around.
Another Hawaiian filming. A tough break for these actors, man.
Yeah, no.
I don't know how they do it.
Horrible
Filming
place
in
to just do
Hawaii.
any kind of filming, yeah. Then he sneezes and a car goes flying. And for some odd reason,
Sneezes.
the cops don't
Halitosis,
just shoot him.
halitosis.
Does anybody else notice that is strange? Aren't cops supposed to be trigger happy?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't know about
they're-
Hawaii though. They may be better.
They're
trained.
surprisingly restrained.
I haven't heard
They're
about too
yeah.
many police shootings in Hawaii.
I haven't heard much of anything about Hawaii.
Yeah, they usually stay to themselves pretty well. Alrighty,
All right. Well, yeah.
cool.
Okay then.